years now.
Is it? Did we hit 16?
We did.
Okay.
Yeah, in October.
I was rounding.
You
let's
can always
say.
pretty much I can just add like a year to my daughter's
Yeah.
age.
And there you have it.
She was born in the first year.
Well, there you go.
Perfect. Look at that. Makes it easy.
Got some Astro Train going there.
This is a repaint of Astro Train. Into an Autobot.
Nice.
From the Transformers Victory, the Japanese only Transformers Victory show.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Cool.
I guess I should put up the outline. Yeah.
There we go. The Galaxy
Nice.
Shuttle is the creative name of this character.
Nice. Hello and welcome to episode number 840 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, December 20th, 2022. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. With me, as always, from a winter wonderland known as Canada, Mr. Greg Seward.
Yellow.
How's it going there, sir?
It is not cold enough to snow here.
Is that right?
Oh, okay.
No, it's been raining for the
my.
last 2 days. It's like living in Seattle.
I'm familiar with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although it's apparently supposed to snow this week.
I've been
I don't
getting
know.
a little snow today.
I don't know if it'll stick, but yeah, it's supposed to. You're getting a little snow now?
Well, I was today. My weather app says we're getting snow right now. I can't be bothered to turn around to confirm that or not.
Of course.
But it is 32 degrees Fahrenheit or
Yeah, what is
zero
Okay,
for Greg.
it's colder there than it is here.
I see.
Yes.
It's been about
So
4 or 5 degrees.
conditions are right for there to be snow.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, joining me from the great state of Washington is Mr. Holidays himself, Mr. Phil Theobald.
Have a holly jolly Christmas.
That's some kind of Nintendo themed Christmas sweater you got there.
I do have a Nintendo holiday sweater here.
Very nice.
I'll have you know, from the Nintendo employee store.
Oh, well.
So, you know.
Who's an employee? Who you know somebody over there that hooked you up?
I know someone who works at a company that is
Related.
partially owned by Nintendo.
I see.
The baseball team?
The Mariners?
I don't think they own the Mariners anymore,
Actually, I
do
don't
they?
think
No, I
anymore.
don't think so. Yeah.
No, it's not
speaking
one of
of-
the Mariners.
Speaking of holiday cheer,
Mhm.
I'd like to just give a shout out to the one and only Mike Phillips for
I know
writing
him.
the Christmas Carol you just heard.
I didn't hear
If
I
you're
haven't
listening to
Carol.
this on Tuesday.
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
What are you
I heard
talking about?
nothing.
And if
Wait,
you didn't hear it at all, it's because CJ is a lazy,
When I was
and
singing-
didn't append it to the front of the show.
Was this when I was singing Holly Jolly Christmas a little bit ago?
No.
Because he did not write that.
How do you know? Are you sure?
Yeah, I was there.
You were there when they wrote Holly Jolly Christmas?
Yeah, and it wasn't Mike. It was Burl Ives.
Probably.
Did he write that?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I know he performed it.
No, I don't believe he actually wrote that. No.
Well,
Yeah.
Anyway, Mike Phillips. Thanks, Mike.
Mike is
Thank
awesome.
you, Mike.
Everybody knows it. Yes. Thank you, Mike. Should we talk about some video games?
No,
Written
just
by
talk about Mike
Johnny
Phillips some more.
Marks.
Is that
Wrote
Burl
Holly
Ives'
Jolly
stage name?
Christmas.
No.
Just letting you know.
Okay. All right. Well,
He also wrote
oh God.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer,
Hmm.
Rockin' Around the Christmas
I
Tree
thought Jesus wrote all these.
on his birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which isn't December 25th, I hear.
Silver and Gold, which was in the Rudolph special, and I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day.
Wow. It's prolific.
John David Marks.
All he writes are Christmas tunes.
That's all he's ever written.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to go into his other work. It's pretty dark. So
Although, and this is a Wikipedia mentioning this here.
Yeah.
Although he himself was Jewish and did not celebrate Christmas.
all right.
Look at that.
There you go.
All
Alrighty.
I wrote a lot. Anyway,
Are we talking about video game news? Is this what's happening?
He wrote chicken today and feathers tomorrow.
And by the way, I guess we should say our when are we going to do our game of the year show? Is it going to be next
It would be
week?
next
I
week,
was
right?
thinking, well, I suggested next week and I got all cranked at
You did, because next week we're recording around
Friday.
Oh yeah, that's
Christmas,
right.
And I said, we
Yeah.
should do our game of the year. And Phil's like, why don't we do our game of the year? Or maybe it was CJ. I don't know. It was one of you, but you both
It was
sounded
Phil.
the
It
same
was
way.
not me.
That doesn't
Yeah.
sound like me.
It
does
sounds
sound
exactly
like
like
Phil.
you.
That sounds more like
Of all
this.
the impressions on this show, I think our listeners will probably agree that's the best one so far.
Let me tell you
Yeah.
this. Here's when I believe we should do our Game of the Year show. It sounded more like that, much more
Yeah.
dignified.
Probably not. But anyway, I would say if we're not doing it next week, we should probably do it the following week, since that will be the first show that's published in 2023.
Well, that
I
was my
think
point.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea.
That was
We'll do
my
that.
point.
That's it.
And I said it in that whiny voice.
I hope everyone's enjoyed this live production meeting.
Mm-hmm.
where
I
we
sure
learn
have.
about how the sausage gets made.
Yeah.
So
we
last
learned-
week,
yeah.
I don't remember if this was on the show or if it was while we were not recording. We were talking about Stewie. You were talking about the Steam Deck, and we were talking
Yes.
about the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters.
we willed it into existence.
And I don't think we were actually recording at that point. But then right after,
Oh, really? I thought we were. Oh, that's too bad.
I
Because it
don't
would have
think
been
so.
great to have proof that we were talking about it, and then like 2 days later,
2 days later, the rumor, well, not the rumor, the ESRB actually like published ratings for the PlayStation 4 and Switch
Hmm.
versions of the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters. And then, we're recording this on Sunday, but overnight on Saturday, they went ahead and just pushed out an announcement that they
Mhm.
are indeed coming to PlayStation 4 and Switch in spring 2023. There's a special edition thing that went up on Square Enix's site and immediately sold out.
what's special about it?
Comes
It's
with
expensive.
it's expensive, and it comes with vinyl soundtracks and a whole bunch of
Ooh.
like other commemorative things. So
Don't get
But
too
it's already
excited.
sold
You
out.
can't get it.
Because I
can't
think
get
what
it.
is it? Yesterday, yeah, no, I wouldn't have gotten it anyway. But I think like yesterday or today was the anniversary of the first game,
Oh,
that
was
right?
it? Was that why?
I believe so. Yeah,
Well, maybe that's why they pushed out that announcement.
which is
but
what 1987, I think. That originally was published.
I
There you
don't
go.
July?
know. That sounds right, though. I'm going to
The game
go
that
ahead
got
and
me into
believe you.
RPGs.
Um,
Fantasy.
Yes. So, and then they also announced a physical edition of all of the games in one package, like a bundle,
Mhm.
basically. And that's going to be, it was around $75, I think, for that physical copy. But they're going to be available separately on digital storefronts. So you'll have your
So,
chance.
This is
Spring.
awesome, but at the same
Mhm.
time, I'll tell you what: if these things go on sale on Steam on Boxing Day or whatever you Americans
buy
call
it
the
on
day after
Steam.
Christmas, I will absolutely be buying them on Steam. I'm not waiting until the spring to pay more. Is what I'm getting at.
I see.
What about waiting till the spring to play it on a different machine, like the Switch?
Why? But I have a Steam Deck.
You're right. You're right. You should just
That
play it
was-
on
that
Steam
was-
Deck.
You started the conversation with how this conversation came up last week because I have a Steam Deck. And
That's
how
right. Yeah.
I would like to play them on a Steam Deck. What about the Switch? Who cares about the Switch? The Steam Deck is more comfortable to hold
Okay. I get it.
because
You
Nintendo doesn't
caress.
believe in ergonomics anymore for some reason. I don't know.
I have been using the Binbach Joy-Con, the slim Joy-Con, a lot more recently, and I really
Mm.
like that. I like the ergonomics of it. When
Because
you have a grip to hold on
Joy-Con
to,
suck.
I know the Joy-Con, they're not good. So
No, they're
oh
functional.
well. They are
They're not
functional, and
comfortable.
in a pinch, yeah, I'll use them. But
Yeah.
and I use them to play Splatoon 3 because I
Oh.
like the gyro in those better than the Binbach
Ye-
Joy-Con.
They're called Euros. It's pronounced Euro,
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I like them too. So
yeah, I like gyros. Those are
Delicious.
good.
not as good as
Mm.
Donaires, but they're pretty
It'll have to do because
Yeah.
we don't have donaires here.
No,
Sorry.
good. More is the pity.
Yeah.
Not only is it colder there, but
No
donaires.
donaires. I mean, yeah. All right. Well, Greg, you'll be happy to know that there is another Tomb Raider game coming your way, and this one will be published by Amazon Games. which is an interesting announcement.
Really?
Considering Embracer just bought Crystal
Right.
Dynamics, right? And now they're not going to publish the next major entry in Tomb Raider.
So it's still being done by Crystal
Why?
Dynamics, then, is it?
Yes.
See, I'll be honest, and I really loved the reboot that they did. I loved the remake that they did, the anniversary edition. And I loved the reboot. Was it Rise of the Tomb Raider, or I think was the first one? I always get it confused. I did not play the most recent one.
Okay.
But they're good games, but I just never ever got around to playing the most recent one.
Me neither. Yeah.
But I mean, this is great. If Crystal Dynamics is making it, fantastic.
They are, and it's going to be using Unreal Engine 5. So
Like everything else.
it'll look good. Yeah, like everything else.
The I recently, I don't know if you watch No Clips documentaries.
I do. Yeah.
The most recent one they did was Crystal Dynamics. It was fascinating because Crystal Dynamics has been around for such a long time.
Yes, indeed.
Which is, not necessarily normal. But I loved the whole section about Tomb Raider and their philosophy about Tomb Raider. They go into a lot of detail on which I think rightfully so, because of course Tomb Raider was like a cultural phenomenon in the late 90s. So, they really give it a lot of time. And it was really great to listen to the philosophy of, like trying to reinvent Tomb Raider without losing the soul of Tomb Raider.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did an amazing job, but I wonder if they're getting to that point again, because it seems like after 2 or 3 games with one format, they want to switch things up.
Yeah, I guess we shall see. It's probably a few years off, I'm assuming. But
I would think.
Who knows? All right. So we got another drop of Sega Genesis games for Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack. Those games are Alien Storm, Columns, Golden Axe 2, and Virtua Fighter 2.
Ooh,
Genesis.
Jesus.
Not the bad Virtual Fighter 2.
We've talked before, and people who are into like preserving video game history, one of the things I know, especially, a lot of developers back in the 80s especially, but the Japanese developers weren't great about retaining their source code, for archival purposes and things like that. Not all of them, but it seems like a fair amount. But I think most people would agree with me when I say whatever hard drive Virtua Fighter 2 Genesis lives on, let's just set fire to that thing and never ever release it again.
Let's go ahead and lose it. That's
one of those weird games that Sega clings to and re-releases, every now and then, that you just like, nobody wants this. That's like that was like Nintendo doing the Urban Champion thing for so long. It's like, nobody wants this. Like, just
it's not good.
Yeah, it's been re-released. No. Fine, it's done. Let's move on. You have other games.
Yeah, and it's a side-scrolling, or it's like a one-on-one.
It's a one-on-one fighter, but it's 2D. Yeah,
I mean,
it was an interesting idea.
Yeah,
but boy, is it not good.
So, out of this batch, what would you recommend that people play first?
Say them again.
Alien Storm, Columns, Golden Axe 2, and Virtua Fighter 2.
Alien Storm.
Yeah.
Alien Storm.
I like Alien Storm.
Yeah, Alien Storm's a fun game.
I was actually surprised that wasn't already on. So
yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Golden Axe 2 is pretty good. I like the first Golden Axe more, but Golden Axe 2 is pretty good.
Yeah.
Columns.
Yeah. Columns is... You got to like Columns to like Columns. You know what I mean?
I don't like Columns.
No, I don't like Columns either.
Columns is a very pretty game to look at.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like aesthetically, it looks great. I love the look of the gems and everything.
It's no Puyo Puyo.
Yeah.
And which is no Tetris.
It ain't fun.
So what is? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. All right. So we got confirmation this past week that Spider-Man 2 is going to be a 2023 release.
Wow.
Okay,
fall
then.
2023 is what they say. So, of course, once we get to fall 2023, it could be delayed.
It will be a winter 2024 release.
You think? Wait, what?
No, just... I don't know. I don't see them pushing that game back super far if they're delayed.
No.
No, that's awesome. I can't wait to play more Spider-Man.
Yep.
Me too. I'm excited.
Yeah.
That's one of my most anticipated games of 2023.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Right up there with Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Just right up there.
Okay.
Just kidding. I.
But you're
I'm
absolutely going to play Killer Clowns.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I know.
am.
I know.
I'll play it probably. More than likely. Yeah. Definitely.
Probably.
I love.
Yeah.
That's the classic CJ talking himself into something. I love that.
Yeah.
I won't buy that. Well, I might buy it. Maybe. Probably. Yeah, I'll buy it.
I just pre-ordered
Definitely
it.
buy it.
I just pre-ordered it.
Exactly.
Just pre-ordered my third copy.
Exactly. Well, speaking of reason to pre-order, Sony has announced a new version of Fantavision is going to ship in time for the PlayStation VR 2 launch.
Speaking of puzzle games nobody wanted.
So Fantavision, if you're not familiar, is a game that came out at the PlayStation 2 launch and had you sort of
copy.
linking similarly colored chains of fireworks together and then exploding them for points.
Yeah.
And it was more or less just a tech demo for the PS2. Japan got a different version that didn't even have like multiplayer. I think in the West we got one that had like a 2-player mode. But the Japanese release that originally came out same launch day with the PlayStation 2 in Japan didn't have that. So
the PlayStation 2 in Japan felt like a weird launch, a weird slate of launch games. Because I seem to remember, wasn't Drum Mania one of the launch games too?
Yes, Drum Mania was a launch game.
Yeah,
wow.
Because I bought Drum Mania and then had to cart it back to the States.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was in a huge
that
box, right? It
was in a huge box. Yes.
Oh my.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fantavision. You're saying it's a tech?
Too? No, wait. What?
No,
there was some dancing game that not Britney's Dance Beat, but there was some dancing game that was also launched at the same time.
I mean, I was just playing Ridge Racer, but
Ridge Racer 5.
You said it was a tech demo, and that was the first thing that came to mind. Was like, the only reason for a game like that to exist at a system launch would be as a tech demo. And I'm trying to remember though what it was. Particle systems, I guess. What it was trying to show off was particles.
Okay, and it looked great, honestly. Like,
oh, it looks really nice. Yeah,
it's fireworks. It's gonna look good.
It doesn't play very well.
Doing the things a particle can.
Doesn't play great, but I guess they're redoing it for PlayStation 5, and it also has a PSVR 2 mode. Which there's a trailer on Sony's Japanese YouTube channel that shows it off. And it really, just in the 2D, the flat version looks just like Fantavision Classic, whatever.
Yeah.
But then they do show a few seconds of the VR mode, and it still just looks like Fantavision, whatever. Like,
I don't know. Is there? Maybe there's a whole community clamoring for a Fantavision remake. I don't know. Seems like a weird choice.
They decide to bring back a forgotten PlayStation game for VR, and they choose Fantavision over Jumping Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Jumping Flash would be an interesting VR game. I think that would probably make me sick.
Throw up.
Absolutely, you would.
Your Jumping Flash non-VR makes me throw up. Just because when you jump, your view automatically shifts, right? So
yes, you look down.
I can't do it.
That's too bad
for very long.
Because Jumping Flash is great.
I agree with that statement. Jumping Flash is great. If it didn't make me want to vomit. So,
well, if you're gonna hurl,
spew
into this. Yeah. Alrighty. That's it. That's all the news that I put together. So hey,
we did it.
We did it, folks. So I guess it's time to do what you've been playing, Phil. Why don't you kick us off?
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
okay.
I know. Didn't even know it was your turn coming up.
Well, I didn't write this on the outline, but I'm going to mention it very briefly.
Do it.
You mentioned we were talking about puzzle games and specifically puzzle games that ain't Tetris. Because who gives a darn at that point?
Yeah, that's true.
But I was playing a puzzle game that absolutely is Tetris this week. Tetris 99. Because they're having a little they're doing one of those things where you get a new theme.
And it's been a little while since they've done one of those.
It has.
I think the last one was in the summer sometime at some point.
The last one was in the summer for Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Yeah.
And the new one is another Kirby one. For Kirby's what is it? Kirby's Dream Buffet.
Yep.
That little is that the one it's kind of like Fall Guys, right?
I've heard that it compared to Fall Guys. Yes.
Yeah, it's that kind of multiplayer.
Well, it's like 4 or 6 players, right? It's not
Right.
It's not however many Fall Guys.
No, it's not
be in a
like
lobby.
it's not like 100
Yeah.
people at once or whatever Fall Guys is. It's it's a handful of people, but it's that same kind of you go through random event kind of race type things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got my new Kirby skin in Tetris 99. So
Very nice. Very nice.
I'm very proud.
Yeah.
Very
As well
excited.
you should be.
I am.
Your parents should be proud too.
My mom is very proud.
Yeah.
Like Tommy Tallarico. You got it. You got it.
Jesus. Okay.
You know what else I was playing this week
What's that?
is the River City Girls Part 2 came out. Sons of Liberty is the subtitle for that one.
Somehow
And I
don't
picked
think-
that up.
I don't think that's right.
I don't think that's right though.
No.
Are we sure?
No.
Yeah.
Guns of the Patriots, I think is
Snake
That's
Eater.
right. That's
yeah,
right.
That's it. Yeah.
That's the one.
So I was playing a little River City Girls 2. And I've just kind of just cracked the wrapper on it, metaphorically speaking. I won't actually have a copy with a wrapper for another 18
Which wrapper does it
to
come with?
20 months. What's that?
Which wrapper does it come with?
Cool Modi.
Was Cool Modi a rapper?
I was just gonna ask the same.
I don't think so.
Just wanted to say Cool Modi.
Okay.
You know, it's not a name I get to say very often.
Okay.
So I was playing some River City Girls 2. Which, did you guys play the first one at all?
Yeah, I played
Very
a little bit
briefly.
of it. Yeah.
Okay. Did you like it?
I played it very briefly.
I'll take that as a probably not.
I played it pretty briefly as well.
Okay.
I didn't dislike it.
I enjoyed River City Girls.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying River City Girls 2.
Yeah.
It's a little slow to get started. You have to sit through a lot of look at that. We're being confirmed that Cool Modi is indeed a rapper.
There you go.
You got lucky on that one, Phil.
Luck?
You pulled it out of
You
thin
had
air.
no idea.
In my experience, there's no such thing as luck.
Mhm.
So but yes, I am enjoying River City Girls 2.
Okay.
Like I said, it takes a little while to get into. They make you sit through a lot of really chatty story stuff at the beginning, which I'm just like, just let me get to fighting people. But it's good. It looks beautiful. It's cute. It's it's silly. It's self referential. And it looks like there's going to be a lot of stuff in there, which is great. And well, I'll tell you this, I'm playing it on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just that particular version or if it is just River City Girls as a whole, but that game loves its load times.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. You transition from one screen to another and settle in.
Yeah. It's over
What's the
30
Sega TV
seconds.
version?
Like
Hope you
30
brought a
seconds
book.
is my comfort level is 30 seconds of load time. I'm okay with that. Anything over 30?
I don't know if it goes over 30, but boy, it feels like it's knocking on it.
Okay.
I haven't sat there with a stopwatch, but
Yeah.
I've seen an awful lot of animation of the two lead girls punching each other in the face.
Okay.
'Cause that's the little icon that shows up down in the corner when it's load time, and it's load time a lot. But still, I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun, so I'll be playing more of that in the upcoming days and weeks.
Excellent.
The other thing I've been playing, and I know you've been playing this as well, CJ.
Yeah.
I picked up a game on the Xbox Game Pass. A hot new first-person shooter from the folks at Squanch Games.
Yeah.
The Justin Roiland game. This is the Rick and I mean, it's not a Rick and Morty game, but it's again like Trover. It might as well be.
True.
This is the Rick and Morty first-person shooter.
High on Life.
Huh?
Did you mention what the name of it is?
Well, now I'm building
to it. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
That's gonna
Sorry.
That's the dramatic reveal.
Dramatic reveal.
It's High on Life. I've been playing High on Life.
High on Life. Yeah.
Yes. Which is a.
Are you high on Life, Phil? How high on Life are you?
On High on Life?
Yes.
Oh.
High on Life.
Hi, how you doing? Look, I can be high in a lot of ways.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm not terribly far in it.
Uh-huh.
But I'm enjoying it so far. Boy, oh boy, though, you really got to be into that Justin Roiland style of humor.
You do. And you got to be into constant chatter.
Yes.
Near constant chatter. Although,
I mean, that's kind of...
You can adjust the chattiness level, but yes.
Can you really?
Yeah, you can. It's in the options.
Yeah. They have a slider to make your guns shut up.
You do have a slider. But yeah, it's very heavy on the Justin Roiland humor.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of gross out body horror type humor. Yeah.
Yep. A lot of over explaining things, a lot of chatter.
Yep.
But I'm having a good time with it so far.
I am having an amazing time with it.
So you're now, did you play Trover?
A lot. I played Trover and finished Trover, and let me tell you, this is very much like Trover. Like,
yeah,
it's
sense of humor wise.
So many things from Trover, sense of humor wise, but also player choice wise.
Oh yeah,
I published I put a clip up on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
And the game puts you purposely in some of these situations where you have to interact with NPCs, and then it comments on what you did. And sometimes it basically forces you to do the thing, like shoot NPCs that are talking to you. And then it's like, oh my God, why did you do that? I can't believe you did that. You shot that kid. What? Fallout wouldn't let us do this in a video game. Yeah. And so they do a lot of that where it's like you do something and then, whoa, settle down.
Oh, what are you doing? Why'd you do that? What are you thinking?
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And the main gun is just Morty.
It's just Morty.
It's Justin Roiland doing the voice, and Justin Roiland has a grand total of 2 voices he can do.
Correct. And you've heard both of them.
So he's CJ.
That's right.
Yeah. He can do a Morty voice, and he can do a bang on anime prospector.
But can he do a Bentley?
Oh, look at that. You're wearing a Bentley shirt today.
Wearing a Sly Cooper 20th anniversary shirt.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Sly Cooper. See?
Is that a new? Is this year's 20th anniversary?
Yeah. 20th anniversary was in November.
Oh, okay.
So
you get that from Sucker Punch?
PlayStation Direct.
Oh, okay.
Or the Gear Store.
Okay. Whatever. Now, do you know an employee who works at the Gear Store?
No, I had to, like a pleb, I had to order it off the internet.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
Wow. My goodness.
Yeah. But High on Life, yeah, I really enjoy it. I've unlocked the second gun.
Okay.
And it's great. It's DB Smoove does the voice of the second gun. And you can switch between guns. And if one of the guns is talking while you're using the other gun, you still hear them in your headset or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
Like talking off camera. It's funny. But But yeah, I really like it. I mean, it's a simple enough game. I did put the difficulty down to story.
Okay.
During the second boss fight, I was like, I don't need
Really?
this game to be difficult. Like, I just need this game. I'm here for the humor, and that is
just
it.
want
I'm
the
not here
jokes.
for the shooty shoot. But yeah, I did say JB Smooth. I said smooth. I did not say smooth.
He did say smooth. I heard him.
Smooth. JB Smooth. Anyway, yeah, I'm really liking it.
Yeah, so am I.
I was at the first bit of it. I was like, "Oh,
did you say DB?
did I say DB?
yeah,
Oh,
I think
maybe
you
I
did say
did.
DB.
JB Smooth.
Database.
Sorry.
See, you
Damn.
know what the problem here is?
What?
CJ is a big fan, and he always has been of the hit film The Cutting Edge,
You're right.
starring DB Sweeney.
You're right. Actually, no,
That's what he's thinking.
I have seen that an inordinate amount of times because my wife likes it
DB
a
Sweeney,
lot.
Moira Kelly,
Or also DB Cooper, the mystery of DB Cooper, the hijacked plane out of
DB.
Seattle. Anyway,
That's DB Cooper and DB Sweeney are the same guy. That was proven years ago.
yes, JB Smooth.
He jumped out of the
Yes,
screen, out of the plane, and into our hearts on the big screen.
Indeed. So I thought at the beginning, like Trover had a censored option where you could censor all the profanity
Yes.
in it. So I was thinking, like, could I play this game with my daughter, like, in the room?
Right.
That was answered pretty early on when when the sister snorts cocaine in like the first 2 minutes of the game.
Yes.
Like, no, I don't think I'll be playing this around my daughter. No.
Does it have a language filter
No, it
on
does
it,
not. It does not. Trover did.
Yeah, Trover
had
definitely did.
A censoring thing. High on Life does not.
I think it just bleeped it out, right?
Yeah, it just bleeped it out.
Like that?
Like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
But okay, so High on Life doesn't have that.
High on Life does not have that. No.
Okay. Well,
But anyway, right from the beginning, I was like, this game is going to be real good. This is right in my wheelhouse with humor. Because at the very beginning, should I spoil it? They put you in like a Doom clone kind of game.
Yes.
That's the
like it looks like an old
shooter.
Looks like an old-timey video game.
Old-timey video game. And it's just the voiceover. It just killed me. I liked it. Anyway.
It's a funny game.
It is a funny game.
Yeah.
And I'm going to continue playing it.
Absolutely. I'm going to continue playing it as well. But yeah, it's one of those things where I am uncomfortable playing it while my son is awake.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, yeah, even if he's like up in his room, I'm like, I don't want to risk him coming downstairs to say hi or get something.
No.
And
no.
Running across whatever's
on screen.
Whatever nonsense is happening here. Yeah.
Yeah. But it also apparently has the full movie of Tammy and the T-Rex.
I've heard it has a few movies in there.
Yeah, I've heard like 3.
Yeah. Do you just like watch the TV in your house, I guess?
Yep.
Okay. There you go.
Anyway.
You get achievements for watching the movies?
I don't think so.
No. Step up your game, Squanch. I think it was I think one of the Destroy All Humans games had an old, like, you know, 50s B movie.
Yeah,
I think it like Teenagers from Outer Space, maybe. It was one of the movies that they had done on MST3K. You could watch the whole movie in that game as well.
Interesting. Okay.
So, but yeah, it's great. It's very cool that it's on Game Pass.
Yes.
So you can play it for quote unquote free. So yeah, I'll be playing that some more. So.
Me too.
Yeah, that's what I've been. Oh, you know what? I've also been playing my Analog Pocket some more, which is still great. Greg, I know you've been debating whether to get one.
No, I pretty much decided to get one. I need to be not holidays poor first before I order it.
Absolutely get one because they are great.
Yeah,
so there
I
you
want
go.
one.
That's what I've been playing.
There you go. Alrighty, well, I this week upgraded my PS5 fridge. The storage, the PlayStation 5, I was running low where I had to clean out the fridge maybe a little too often. So I decided now during the holidays is the time to pull the trigger on an upgrade when those SSDs are on sale for what I would consider a more affordable price than when they were first introduced. Because when PS5 memory expansion first came out, it was like you had to pay like $400 for like a bigger drive, like a 2 terabyte drive. So I decided to wait at that time, but it has dipped under $200 at this point. So I went ahead and ordered the Samsung 980 Pro with heatsink in the 2 terabyte model. So I have an extra 2 terabyte of space in the PS5.
Nice.
Yeah. So I immediately downloaded Cyberpunk,
of course,
2077. Although I haven't played any of it, and downloaded a bunch of other games because now I got the space. I got space to burn. Got to use up all that free space.
Fill it up.
Yeah.
Fill it up.
But anyway, yeah, I'm happy about that. Not have to worry about the space on the PS5. And so then I played a whole bunch of games on the Switch, including Lil Gator Game from Platonic Friends. Have you seen anything about Lil Gator Game?
I saw some images of it, and it looks exactly like those twee little indie games that you are so into.
It's a twee little indie game, absolutely. If you've ever played A Short Hike, have you ever played that game? It is a twee adventure game where you're basically
play A Short Hike.
Exploring an island. You're there on summer vacation. It is very similar in feel to A Short Hike in that it's a very easy, breezy adventure game. Not much stakes, not much like worry that you're gonna have to die and start over or anything like that. But the concept of it is you are a youngster whose older sister used to play with them and make up games, and almost create an adventure game for each other during the summer. And so the sister is older. She went away to college, is now more focused on work stuff. So she comes back for a visit, and the kid wants to play an adventure game just like they did back then. She is too busy. So he thinks, okay, well, I'll create an adventure game so good that she will put away the work and play just like we used to. So he enlists the help of his friends to create a Zelda-style adventure game on the island in which they live. And so his friends and other people you recruit to be a part of the game inhabit this island, and they give you simple tasks like a trading game, or maybe it's hunting down certain enemies. And the enemies in this game are cardboard standees of enemies.
Now, if you die in the game, do you die in real life?
Yes, just like Dreamscape.
Okay.
And so you have like a cardboard sword and hat, and you go around whacking cardboard enemies and enlisting the help of other people around the island. So you run into one of your friends has to go to a study group. So you come upon the study group studying in the park, and you're like, wait a second, if I could get all the people in this study group to help with the game, then my friend who is now having to study will also be part of the game and everything will be bigger. So you get them to study by participating in the game, and you turn this park, which is just it has some, gym equipment, playground equipment. You have, as you collect cardboard shards, you can have some of your friends actually make the park into an RPG town.
Okay.
Anyway, it's super twee, super chill. The graphics are pretty awesome. It runs really well on the Switch. I think it's 60 frames per second. It's just like it's real easy breezy fun.
Sounds like something I'd like. Although I have to say, every time you guys start using the phrase twee, I have to look up the definition. And then
Really?
by the time you use it again, I've forgotten it and I need to look it up again.
Well, what is it? Just for posterity, tell us.
Excessively or affectedly quaint, pretty, or sentimental.
Yes, that pretty much describes Little Gator game to a T. But it is sort of Breath of the Wild style. One of the items you get early on is a shirt that you turn into a glider. Somebody gives you like their
How very
old
Zelda.
shirt. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can use it as a Breath of the Wild style glider. Anyway, it's super fun, and I think it's only like $13. So decent deal on the Switch. Let's see. I right after the show last week I finished Pokemon Scarlet.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, really enjoyed my time with it. I knew I was at the finale of the game, and it turns out I was. So I rolled credits on this thing, and I really enjoyed that game. That's a really fun Pokemon game, and I'm not being paid to say that. I heartily endorse this product or service.
And to be fair,
All
if they'd
Pokemon
offered to
Scarlet.
pay us to say it, CJ would have said no and then said
I
it
would have said
anyway.
no. That's right.
That's
is
how it
correct.
works.
That's how it
Yeah.
works.
So my daughter was listening to the podcast last week and wanted me to do my Arvin voice.
Oh yeah.
As did we.
As did we. And
Here we go.
you want me to do it?
Here we
Well,
go.
I mean, why else would you have brought it up?
Why would you? Yeah, don't disappoint your daughter again.
Yeah.
You're going to disappoint her so much in her over her many years. Why not take this opportunity?
Get her in here to do her Nimona voice.
Her Nimona voice? Okay, hold on.
Oh my god, is she like
Oh, it's
right
happening.
outside the door?
CJ just lost his voice.
I know.
His lips are flapping.
Is this poor kid standing at the door like with a
She's
cup?
coming up.
That's hilarious.
I don't even really remember how to do my Arvin voice.
Oh,
I have to,
stop
like,
it.
Be looking
Yeah,
at the
there it is.
game, you know, in order to remember how to do it. You want to do your Nimona voice?
Oh God.
Come on.
Hi.
Hi.
Nimona
Say hi
voice.
to the internet.
Say hi to the internet too.
Hi.
Oh, you don't have to. You don't have to get that close to the microphone. A little space here.
I'm
Come
weird.
on.
I'm weird.
All right, weirdo. Do the voice.
Oh God. Oh God. What is it? I forgot how to do
She
it.
can't do it either.
Oh my goodness.
We're on the spot.
Oh God.
Can't do the voice.
I forgot.
How do I even do the Arvin voice? I don't.
But
even
CJ,
remember.
she's a child. You're an adult. You can do the voice.
I don't even remember how to. No, that's
No,
Anime
it's
Prospector.
Anime Prospector.
Try the Bentley voice.
The Bentley voice.
I love that she knows it's the Bentley voice.
Yeah.
I love everything about that.
Sorry.
Yeah. She won't do her Nimona voice.
Yes,
I don't
see?
blame her.
Sorry.
Yeah, she says it's hard.
It's
well.
not okay when you put her on the spot. It's okay for us to put you on the spot.
We'll have to make a bunch of sandwiches.
Just put me on the spot like that, man.
Is that it?
That's
No.
it?
Oh.
No.
Oh.
I don't even remember. I don't remember how to do it. I'll do it in the after show. There we
Sure
I'm
go.
you
glad
will.
you brought
Okay.
this up.
I'm
Yeah.
glad I brought it up.
It's been a big tease.
Oh.
Anyway,
Yeah.
all right.
Blue
What else
balls
did I do?
brought
I
to you
played-
by Player One.
I played Deceive Inc. on Steam. They had an alpha this week. It's a multiplayer game where I think it's like 12 players enter a map and try to first of all gain intel on where the item that they'll be extracting is. Then they have to extract the item, or they have to steal the item and then get out with it. And the sort of hook of it is everybody is disguised as an NPC. And even if you have a particular character, as long as you're not like actively shooting or using your gadgets, you are hidden from other players. And all of the NPCs in the environment, and there are a lot, they sort of packed the area with NPCs, have a certain way that they move. And when you as a player are disguised, you move in that same way. So all people see is an NPC going about their business, and you have to disguise yourself as different NPCs to get into certain areas, and you have to hack terminals to try to get intel on the location of the specific item that you're trying to extract, and then get out. And it never tells you at any point how many players are left in the match.
Okay.
So players could get killed on the other side of the map. You have no idea how many players are left. So you could be the only one left. You could have like 3 people behind you. You don't know, because they all look and act like NPCs. There's no voice chat in the game either.
So you don't know who the imposter is.
No.
You're trying to deduce.
You can watch people, like if people without specific security clearance go into a room they shouldn't be in, you can pretty much guess it's a player.
You'd be like, oh, that seems sus.
That seems sus.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. And I believe there was
great.
an indie game a while back that tried to do the same thing.
Right. It's called Among Us. That's what I was referring to.
Yes, that's true. But you remember the guy who said that the Wii was 2 GameCubes taped together? That guy was doing a game that was very similar to this in concept, but I don't remember his name. But anyway, this game is coming out. It's in alpha right now, and it's on Steam. So I wishlisted it and I've played some of it, and then watched a bunch of streams of it, and it looks fun. And it is fun. I like the art style, and I like the theme of it. It's very sort of futuristic 70s style to it graphically. And anyway, Deceive Inc. Yeah, looking really good. Greg, what do you got?
I don't.
Oh dear.
Excuse me. I didn't really play anything new this week. I'm still chipping away at God of War 2018, and can't stop playing Vampire Survivors.
I heard you were up until 3 a.m.
Yeah, well, it was
Vampire
last
Survivors?
night. I was like, it's 11 o'clock, and I was actually downloading. I downloaded Immortality from Game Pass because I'd never even heard of it, and of course, it was all over the Game Awards. It was nominated a couple times. I think it might have won something. And it's like, I don't know what this is, and realized it was on Game Pass, so I went to download it. But it's a fairly big game, so it was taking a while.
It's all FMV,
right?
Yeah.
So it's like, well, I'll play around a Vampire Survivors while I'm waiting. And then it was like almost midnight. It's like, well, I'll play one, because if you have a good run, it's about 45 minutes, depending on how many chests you pick up and things like that.
Yeah.
The timer only goes to 30 minutes, but time stops while you're getting chests and things. So it's like, I'll do one run, and then if the game's not downloaded, I'll go to bed. And then I just started unlocking things and unlocking new Evos, and it's like I looked up and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. So that game just has that just one more thing going for it. And then I was playing it today, actually, in a level that I hadn't been in yet, and it just went so bizarre. I picked up the yellow sign, which is just an artifact. Have you done this, CJ?
I don't think so.
You end up, so
it's
a level. It's a level that I think is, I don't even know what the point of the level is, except you can pick up endless amounts of like the buff items. Because I had like 3 rows of them. They're like, this is weird, and there's like nothing to do in the level except like there's no artifacts or anything that I knew of. And then out of nowhere, I was teleported into like a hallway with a little green arrow that I had to like go. It's this long winding hallway.
Oh, I think I'm at this area then.
Yeah, and then I got to the end of that, and I found the yellow sign, and then there was I don't even know how to describe it. There was like a warning screen that popped up, but it was all backwards, and there were a big set of hands on the screen that were clapping for me. It was weird. I just didn't expect it at all. So because I don't know anything, like haven't looked anything up about that game. I just sort of been really enjoying discovering it, because
but that's good. I think that's the way to do it.
Well, I mean, I think that's the beauty of that game, is that it's been designed in such a way that it's really easy to discover something new, like with each 4-hour session. With most plays, I'm discovering something new, so and unlocking something, which I think is what's really got me hooked on it. So
Yeah.
can't stop playing that. But that's really it. I haven't really, like I said, I wanted to play Immortality before the show, but today has just been, the holiday season. I haven't stopped going all day today except to sit here and talk to you guys. So
There's another game on Game Pass called Chained Echoes. It's like a JRPG looking game
Yes.
that maybe looks like something you would be into, Greg.
Actually, I know Scoop Jessica just downloaded that. There's a couple people. There's one person in particular, I don't remember who it was, in my Twitch chat who has been playing it, and talked to a few other people that hang out in my Twitch chat that they should try it out. Yeah, I didn't realize it was on Game Pass.
Yeah, Game Pass.
Okay, cool.
That does
Game
look like a
Pass.
JRPG.
It does indeed. Can't get more JRPG than that. Oh, I also played more Dragon Quest Treasures. I didn't talk about that, but yeah, I'm playing that more too. That's a fun game, fun video game.
Oh, very good.
When are they doing Dragon Quest Builders 3 though? Should you get Charlotte back in here and
yeah, exactly. She wishes they would hurry up and make that, and I do too, because I finished the first. I finished the second Dragon Quest Builders game. I didn't finish the first one, but I really quite enjoyed the second one, and I wish they would make another one. Anyway, I guess that means it's time for tweets.
Tweedly diddly dee. A tweedly diddly dee. Tweet, tweet. A tweet, tweet.
Alrighty, let's do this one from Hacker Alias Mr. Nelson, who says, I know Phil can't answer, but how do the rest of you feel about Ash and Pikachu being retired after 25 years as the leads of the Pokemon anime? Feels like the end of an era.
Greg can't answer because he doesn't care.
I can agree that it would probably be the end of an era. Yeah, 25 years is a long time. 25 years is a long time for an animated series to last.
Absolutely.
Like it's that in The Simpsons, and what's that super popular anime that's like 20 years old now?
Naruto.
One Piece is the one I'm thinking of.
Doraemon.
But anyway,
Doraemon's been going on forever.
I guess
Doraemon,
yeah, it's an end of an era, sure, but I don't really have an opinion about it.
You don't? No, I mean, they're taking him away so they can bring him back in like some specials in movies and whatnot, right? Like no character from anime ever actually goes away. I mean, Ash and Pikachu will be back at some point. Yeah, especially if it turns out that the new protagonist isn't liked as much. They'll bring him back. Be like, sorry.
Yeah, it'll be like this new character might be Rodimus Prime. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Did they kill Ash?
No, I'm sure not.
No,
I'm sure not. No, but they're sunsetting Ash and Pikachu, but they'll be back. I'm sure. It is the end of an era, yes, but I mean, how many voice actresses have done Ash's voice? 2 at this point? 3? More than that? I don't know, but anyway, yes, end of an era. I haven't watched the Pokemon anime in a long time. All right, so Hacker Alias Mathman1024 says, if you had to pick a genre of video games that most aligns with your current life situation, what would it be and why? Are you currently living in a dating sim, a roguelike, RPG, resource management, etc.? I mean, Greg, yours has got to be Vampire Survivors, right? Just
it's not really a genre.
Taking the power-ups as they come and fighting off all enemies.
Living moment to moment. With the inevitability that you're going to fail after 30 minutes. Yeah, that's your. You know what? Yes.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, mine's
good. I'll take that answer.
Sea of Thieves, Pirate Life. I mean, I'm all about that. I am a pirate in real life.
You just don't downloading videos?
No.
Or you're selling them.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, I think mine would be pirate adventure. Yeah. No, roguelike for sure. Lots of deaths and rebirths, making different decisions. Yeah. What about you, Phil?
High on life.
All right. Got a lot of talking guns.
Drugs.
Oh, okay. Just that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No. What is the question? What genre
Yeah.
is my
What genre?
life?
Yeah. What genre is your life?
What genre is my life?
Rhythm game? Taiko no Tatsuji?
Clearly not a rhythm game.
If you
Beat
listen to the
Mania?
song at the beginning of the episode, you'd know that.
Hmm.
There you go. I let me think.
Mega Man game?
Platformer?
Yeah, platformer. Yeah.
I do jump on a lot of animals' heads.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd probably be that.
Okay. All right.
Although I do eat a lot of food I find in the garbage, so maybe like a beat 'em up?
You didn't find any fully cooked turkeys in the garbage?
I found a lot of apples
Yeah.
or remnants of apples.
Rotisserie chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been picking up a lot of trash cans to throw at people.
Oh, definitely. You have to.
Yeah.
If you see a trash can, you have to pick it up and throw it.
Exactly.
Just how it goes. Hmm.
Walking simulator. This says Red Beast in our chat. I mean,
like
that's the real answer, right?
Yeah.
Aren't we all just on kind of a walking simulator?
That is true.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No attack button.
Until we can't walk no more.
Hmm. All right, let's do this one from hacker alias Diablos102, who says, "What do you think about games being wiped from from existence? Fuser is being pulled from digital stores along with the DLC after the 19th. This seems to happen a lot. And why do you think these games don't go on sale to try to get a bit more copies sold before they are gone?" So yeah, Fuser is Harmonix's DJ game that came out back. It came out right when the Xbox Series X and PS5 launched, so it probably was a bad time to launch a new game. But they are sunsetting it. It is going end of life.
It's the biggest problem with modern gaming.
It is a big problem, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
In Fuser's
it's the
case,
worst part of it.
I'm sure they have a lot of contracts for music licensing that expire at this point or are coming up for renewal at this point. So they look at the revenue it's generating, and if it isn't generating enough to keep those contracts going, then they kind of have to say goodbye to the game, right?
This is why I bought those physical copies of the Turtles games.
Yeah.
They ain't going to be around forever.
Yeah. And I mean, the good thing in Fuser's case is that, if you own it digitally, which I do, and have downloaded a bunch of DLC for it, which I have, you get to keep that stuff.
But see, the big problem there is that if something happens to the memory you've got that saved on,
I can just download it again.
Can you?
Yeah.
Will they be available in perpetuity? Like,
yes, to re-download. Yeah, it'll
forever.
All be available.
They'll never ever
be
delisted.
Yeah, probably not.
Okay.
But it could be.
I don't.
They've said
that
wanted
it.
They've said,
but I mean, you're and my point is actually to not just DLC, but patches and things like that. Like, and Phil, you mentioned the Turtles games. Obviously, those Turtles games, I don't know that there were any patches for either of those.
Right.
But most modern games, like that's the thing that's always kind of struck me about the whole argument about buying things physically at this point, because 90% of games that are released now physically that aren't like collector's editions or collections of old games, they don't work the way they're supposed to out of the box anyway.
Or they're definitely
you got a day one patch, right? And sooner or later that stuff's not. And if you look at, I don't know why I did this. It kind of struck me as funny because when I started the Callisto Protocol, it does that thing that a lot of companies do and drives me absolutely crazy, where you've got the end user agreement, you've got all the different agreements that you need to agree to that pops up first, and you have to scroll through them before the accept button is highlighted. It always strikes me as funny because I'm like, whoever reads these, it's such a ridiculous practice. It's such a ridiculous routine to go through. And I was curious, like, if for some reason any of this was ever challenged, would the fact that it was here and I had to go scroll through it actually stand up in any significant way? Because you can't reasonably believe anyone reads these things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I started to scan them. And one of the things I forget the exact line. I should go back and try to find it. In one of the 3 lengthy agreements that you were there to accept, one of the things that said there is like, even if you bought a physical copy, you don't own this, and we can make it unavailable at any time.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest problem with modern gaming, as far as I'm concerned. It's great that we can patch things and that we can fix problems, but at the same time, like they're nothing. You don't have any control. You're buying a license. You're renting a license.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It does.
Unless, and we stress, unless we're talking about the Genesis version of Virtua Fighter 2.
Right. That you will get even if you don't want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You may not know this because you may never have purchased it, but you own a copy of Virtua Fighter 2 on the Genesis.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You don't want
Somewhere
it,
in your
but it's
No.
there.
No one wants it.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, in Fuser's case, I'm sure that it is due to music licensing that
Oh,
they're pulling
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep.
I mean, Fuser unfortunately just didn't find the popularity that it needed to continue. They tried, and they put out a lot of great DLC for it, but Rock Band's still going, and I'm thankful for that. But at some point, that will also go away, right? But at least I have 800 or so tracks to play in that game. All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias Namava, who says, "Your choice: either free Game Pass for the rest of your life at the expense of your existing backlog, or your backlog with an eternity to complete them, and Game Pass and all the games on the service no longer exist. Which do you choose?"
My backlog.
Yeah.
Okay, huge backlog, most of which I have not played.
I'm choosing free Game Pass for the rest of my life, and backlog can go away because
What
basically
have you got
my
left, though,
backlog,
CJ? Like 5 years, 6 years?
my backlog is already I don't go back to any of those games anyway, so I'd much rather play new games. I'm much more of a sampler of the new stuff anyway.
So, free
Yeah.
Game Pass
Yeah.
for the rest of my life,
Yeah.
but all the games on my existing backlog disappear forever,
Correct. Yeah.
or I get to keep all the games on my backlog.
But anything in Game Pass and Game Pass itself don't exist anymore.
So what if I have a game in my backlog
That's
that
on
I
Game Pass?
purchased that is on Game Pass?
I think it's exempt from disappearing.
And am I only able to play games that are on Game Pass for the rest of my life?
No,
Okay.
you're already thinking too much about this question.
I am. I think I would stick with my backlog.
I see.
Yeah, I think so.
Hmm.
I mean, I like Game Pass, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want your backlog.
But yeah, I mean, I have games that I haven't played
Yeah.
that I
But what about the games in the future that you will maybe want to play?
well, that's
that
a
are gonna be
maybe,
on Game
right?
Pass? True.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think I'm sticking with the backlog, and because theoretically, if there's a game on Game Pass that I wanted to play, I could just purchase it, right?
Yes.
So I'm not going to be missing out on any theoretical future games that I want to play. I could always just buy them, right?
Right.
Okay, so yes, I will keep my old games and retain the ability to play future Game Pass games by purchasing them.
Okay.
Yes, I do not play enough games on Game Pass that I wouldn't buy outright anyway.
I see.
I had to.
Would you buy High on Life anyway? Would you buy High on Life?
I bought Trover.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think I would
yeah.
have bought High on Life as well.
So,
I may
yeah,
still buy
I
High on Life.
I would have bought Psychonauts 2,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with
I
the
bought Vampire Survivors and the DLC actually. That just
Oh my
came out.
gosh. Where did you
Just-
find the funds?
It was only $3, Phil.
Yeah, there you go. See?
And then the DLC, Greg, for Vampire Survivors is only like $2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, is that out?
It's out. Yeah.
Okay.
What does the DLC get you?
Who cares?
A
New stages,
non-stolen title screen?
new stages, new characters, new fun stuff. Yeah.
I see.
More of the game
Okay.
if you enjoyed the game. And our
Oh, very good.
our next question is about that. So buckle up, Phil specifically. All right. Hackrelius, I finally watched, says I started out tweeting Phil, wondering how he could dislike Vampire Survivors after
Oh,
probably not
Jesus
playing
Christ.
enough.
I already had this
see
discussion with him on Twitter.
or understand. Well, we're going to talk about it on the show, or understand a number of the mechanics. I
Okay.
decided it came off too harsh and deleted it. But I've heard most of you say throughout the years that playing games on easy mode is something you regularly choose to do for various reasons. Play how you want, of course, but in some games you might be missing out on various different aspects you would have needed to learn in order to progress. My overall rambling question is, do you feel that with age, I'll be 50 in February, by the way, that's I finally watched talking, not me. I'm still a youngin'. You've probably given up on wanting to learn new systems, moves, etc., deciding rather to stick with what you know, thereby sacrificing a new game for a more casual experience.
I think he's right to a point, but I'm not sure that it's for the same reason that he's saying. I personally choose to play stuff on easy or not to play something like a Souls game. Not so much that I don't want to learn a new system or that I find them too difficult.
Right.
But as I've mentioned before, the amount of time that I have for gaming, or the amount of time I've chosen to take for gaming, is such that I want to be able to feel like I've made progress during my gaming sessions. And
if it's
you
something
want
that's fun, not frustration.
Right. If it's something that's a really heavy grind or something that's extremely punishing, I don't get any satisfaction out of that. And at the end of the day, we play games to enjoy ourselves, to gain some sort of satisfaction. Now, what is satisfying to you is not the same as what's satisfying to me. And I also, given that I allot a relatively small amount of time, although, I will find time to play more when I can. I also like to play more than one game at a time. And so when you start spreading that out and it gets really thin, you're sort of just edging forward in all the different games that you're playing. And for me, especially in a game that actually one of the reasons why it's kind of weird that I'm so into Vampire Survivors, I much more prefer games that have like a narrative that I can find an ending to. And I want to see that ending. I don't want to play it halfway through and then stop because I picked up something else. I used to be really bad with that, and I try not to do that. So yeah, I mean, I would say I wouldn't necessarily that it's with age so much as just like whatever your lifestyle is at this point. If I was still, if I didn't have the responsibilities I have now, and I had more time for it, I probably would choose to tackle games that are more difficult. But again, the reason that I don't is not because I feel like I'm not good enough to do it. I'm honestly, I don't want to invest the time to get good enough to do it. But in the same breath, I'll pick up a game like an NES game that people say is way too difficult and breeze through it because I've done that and I know that and I put in that time because I had that time. You know what I mean? So
right.
Yeah, I mean,
life situations.
My answer to this question is, there are games that people talk up that I have tried and have not liked. And it doesn't have to be only the gameplay. It can be the visuals, it can be the aesthetics, it can be the theme, it could be any amount of things. Like you can say, oh, Red Dead Redemption 2 is so critically acclaimed. Why don't you like it? It's the same kind of thing. It's like that
Right.
game just didn't do it for me, right? Like, and
I
you can
didn't find that
say,
game fun.
yeah, Vampire Survivors, I know what this is doing. I don't particularly like what it's doing. It's not for me. You can say that. There's so
Right.
many games and so many genres, right? You don't have to love the game that everybody else loves, even
Right.
though you probably should, Phil. But
How about that?
yeah, it's the same sort of thing. Like, I don't like the GTA games in general. Like, I
Right.
don't have to like them. It doesn't make those games bad just because I don't particularly want to find the time to play them. Right.
Yeah, and like I said, I actually had a little back and forth about this on Twitter. And as I pointed out, it's not it's not an issue of, excuse me, it's not an issue of not wanting to learn a new system or new gameplay mechanics.
Right.
Because of, because I like playing on easy mode when I can. And I pointed out, certainly I play a lot of platinum games, which have relatively complicated mechanics, and I will get into those and I will learn how to use those. The roguelites that I like to play, Dead Cells, the Rogue Legacies, have a lot of mechanics and a lot of systems in place where you're learning how to master a huge variety of weapons and sub-weapons and character classes. And I've spent hundreds of hours on those games doing that. So it's not an issue of that. In the case of Vampire Survivors, I just don't like the core gameplay loop.
Yeah.
I get why people do, because it's a cookie clicker, essentially. It's an idle game that you have some control over, just moving your character around or picking whatever items and weapons you want to upgrade and things like that. Sure. So I get the system. I get what it's doing. I've certainly watched some videos of people playing it because I was like, am I missing something? Because a lot of people do seem to love this game. People whose opinions I respect.
Plus me.
And Greg. And no, I'm not missing. I know
what it is.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
And I get why that is addictive. But maybe it's just because I played a bunch of cookie clicker in the past where I'm, it's not doing it for me at the moment.
Yeah.
But it just ain't doing it for me at the moment. I'm sorry. Not everyone's going to love every game you love, even if a whole bunch of other people love it. And trust me, as someone who loves a lot of games that nobody else gives two craps about, it's going to happen. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry Vampire Saviors didn't do it for me.
Survivors.
What did I say?
Saviors.
Did I say Saviors?
Yeah.
Now, there's a
Vampire
good game.
Savior was a quite different game.
There's a good game that I enjoyed.
But going back originally to the original question too, like at one point he asked, like, do you think that the fact that we're playing on easy, we might be not learning things that would help us enjoy? Yeah, absolutely, that's a possibility. Sure,
absolutely.
But
it is.
We're so spoiled for choice with video games at this point. There are so many games coming out at all times.
Yeah,
that I don't care. If if it didn't grab me immediately, it's not like, well, now I've got nothing to play for 3 months.
Right.
Yeah.
Like between backlogs and the amount of games that come out, like, I probably did. There's probably plenty of movies that I would have loved that I haven't seen over the last year too. Like I might turn around and pick something up and try it again. That's kind of what's happening with me right now with God of War. I bounced off God of War Not because I particularly disliked it back in 2018, but I think I should go back and check. I think it has more to do with probably games that came out around it that I was more interested in. Now I've been rediscovering it because I want to make sure I play through it before I play Ragnarok. And it's good. It's good. I like it. I've been pushing my way through it, pushing my way past the things I don't like. I also, for as much as everyone said this is like one of the greatest games ever made, I don't see that, but I'm still enjoying what I'm playing. But again, I don't feel like I missed out on much for not playing it back then because there's so much else to play.
It's true. I think that's a good place to end it. That's a good lesson for the holidays. There's so much to play. We probably have Sports Story coming out this month, right? Maybe.
Probably.
No?
Are we really? You think?
I don't think so. I think with best intentions, they said back in November that game was coming out in December, and I don't think so.
Yeah, that's too bad.
But we'll see.
Golf Story is quite good.
Yeah. All right. That is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1Podcast on the Twitters, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Stewart. You'll find Generation 16 episodes as they happen.
Someday this Genesis Mini 2 video will be done. Someday.
Just
Maybe
in
next
time
year,
for the Genesis
someday.
Mini 3.
Yep. Pretty much.
Someday it will be done. That's my Arthur voice, by the way.
There it is. See, look.
Did it.
Look,
If you stuck
perfect.
with us,
You did it.
you win.
It's just a nerd. It's just a nerd voice. But it cracks my daughter up to do the Arvid voice.
Look at that. See?
That's awesome.
Talk about needing a sandwich. I need to make a sandwich for my Pokemon. He's very sick.
That's right. My Bostiff is very sick, and I must make him a sandwich with these special herba whatever mystica.
There you go.
And he's gonna get better. I just know it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That was
Perfect.
my Arvin voice.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right. Where was I? Oh, yes. Our website, player1podcast.com. Did I say that right? Player1podcast.com. Yes.
Yep.
There you'll also find show notes and links to all the things that we talked about on the episode. And you will find a link to our Discord server where you can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening app. We're also on Stitch. Oh, wait. I don't want to really say where we're at because they're giving away our assassination coordinates. Or we might
Yeah.
we might get banned if we talk about other places
geez.
where you can find us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chance it. We're gonna see what happens. We're on Stitcher Radio. We're on Spotify. You can like us on Facebook. You can watch video archives of our show on the youtubes.com / P1 podcast, or you can watch us live most weeks on the YouTubes or the Twitters, the Facebooks, the Twitch, televisions all over the darned place. Just follow our Twitter account, which is currently still active, at P1 Podcast, to find out when we are doing our next live show. Typically, it is Sunday evenings at 5:30 specific time, although probably not next week, right?
No.
No, we're going to record early.
We're recording early next week because next Sunday is Christmas Day.
It's a holiday, yeah.
So
For
we will
family
be
time.
Otherwise preoccupied.
Correct.
So you know what? Follow the aforementioned Twitter account for the latest updates. Okay, is that fine? Does that work?
That works.
That's why we have it.
Yeah.
To let people know. Hey, I'll tell you what though, if you like what you've heard, and how could you, head over to patreon.com/P1 podcast, throw a few shekels our way. The funds will be used to add a little holiday spirit to CJ's room.
Or maybe buy some hooks to hang that art.
Nah.
anything to get him out of that off-white void.
Oh, you don't like the eggshell? Come on.
I mean,
It wouldn't be so bad if your skin color was an eggshell.
That's probably true.
it's like I'm looking at a shirt with a patch of hair hovering a little bit over it.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Oh, come on.
Hmm.
Oh, you know what? The Patreon funds, they go to help keep us streaming and all that stuff. So please head over there if you'd like. And I'll tell you what, if you are a Patreon supporter of the $5 tier,
Cheap.
you will gain access to a special bonus episode that we record right after this. Play games, doing all the stuff we can't do on the regular show. CJ,
Yeah.
do we have a game this week?
We do, Phil. It is part 2 of the December 1997 Electronic Gaming Monthly Review
Oh.
Crew game.
Oh, there's more.
There's more.
There's more.
games. Yeah.
Okay.
So
We'll see what happens.
we'll see what happens.
These are always low scoring.
yeah, like
So-
golf.
so- Yeah, but
Sometimes
in
they
golf,
go into
not when I
negative
play a
territory.
Not when I play
Some-
it.
Well,
I get the
sometimes they
highest
go
score
into
when I play
negative.
golf. I always win.
Exactly.
Not true.
Hey, I'll tell you what, if you have a couple bucks left over, why don't you head over to patreon.com/Greg Seward to help support Greg's outstanding, and it is outstanding, web series about North America's favorite runner-up, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Philip. And if you are a patron of the $5 variety,
Also cheap.
you get access to the Weekly Commute, which is a vlog series where I talk about what I'm working on. Obviously, the videos that I'm working on get worked on slowly, but I am working on them. Also, sort of anything else that pops to mind. What I really think of Phil and CJ. Games in my game collection, memories of working in the industry, and other videos I'm working on, and other projects I have going on. All that fun stuff. Please consider stopping by and supporting the show.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, why don't you?
Why don't you? Why not? I'm a
What
nice
else are you
enough guy,
doing today?
right?
Yeah. Well, is that it?
That's it.
That's it? CJ,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Phil.
Hey, no problem. Gregory,
Yo.
thank you as well.
Thank you, Philip.
And of course, thank you. Yes, you, our wonderful, wonderful listeners, every single one of you. Remember, as always, take care of yourself, your loved ones, your family, your friends. Do what you got to do to be safe. Enjoy this festive holiday season. And we hope to see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oodle, oodle.